Good afternoon, guys. So, welcome to the job interview. I'm gonna make you some formal questions. Thanks for coming. So, the first question for you is, can you tell me about yourself? Anyone?
Okay, first, I am experienced in university, English, and here a professor with experience over 10 years and study in different university with example in Spain for 2 years old, 2 years, for 2 years.
Okay, my passion for learning teaching, language teaching, sorry, started in the school for and I was studying in Universidad Técnica del Norte, and I am I have experience in teacher language and freelance uh, the private language teach, and also I have the projects in language. The most important project participate is the using motivate and provide the language.
Okay, I would like to talk to you about myself. Hello, my name is Alan Cristian Castaño. I am 20 years old. I am Ecuadorian of Ecuadorian and live in city of Quito. I live in the valley of city with my family. I finished my study at the Conocoto National Educational Unit. I am subject a career at the University of San Francisco. Please call me Alan or Crystal.
Okay, thank you. Let's go with another question. How do you describe yourself? I mean, your character and personality. Why should we hire you here?
In my opinion, I consider a humble, simple, working, honest, and respectful person with everyone. I am person who on time or three to arrive as soon as possible. I also consider a patient person when it arrives to teaching how to do certain activities. I really like giving or my opinion or my dissertation. My personality at first model maybe serious have few friends. Yeah, I really funny person.
Great.
I am a kind and understand, and I or responsibility person. Um, also, I am I am teach the university students and children. Also, and my character is amability and enjoy funny.
I consider a person punctual and organized. I consider a person I consider an adventure person because I like experiment with different activities for teach with my students and evaluate with different forms and use different alternative example videos and different materials and musical English for education more and incentivate and my students for teach English.
Fantastic. So, another question for you. What is your experience as a teacher?
My experience as a teacher, I have worked in the university students and children. I have worked in I have worked in teach language and skills and IQRI language, and finally I'm freelance and private language teach and support the students and also the help the students with learning difficulty.
Great.
Okay. I first teach in schools for 3 years and prepared in master for teach or professor in university for 10 years in center university Ecuador. I prepared in different course for measure my level the professor for education with my students and tried in the country Spain for 2 years because preparing more for my education for my students.
Great.
I have experience as English teacher. I studied for a degree at the University of San Francisco and did my internship on school in Spain. And then it's a master degree in the United States. I was a professor at the University of San Francisco and Woodland for 1 year.
Great. Very good. Good experience from you. Next question. Do you have a favorite teacher model? Can you describe him or her? Or maybe he's a person that you admire?
Okay. I would say that I don't have a role model, but I have to name a particular person. I meet her at the school. She is a language and literature teacher. I like it the way she is at all, and all the methods she's used to teach for them.
Great. Next.
My personal model was my teacher at school. He was able to learn the positive methods, and he was keen and understand and funny, and he was able to be and able to learn the methods and positives for his students. Um,
Sounds good. Very good. And you?
I use methods and more traditions and use books and and finish exams and practice more practice and listen for my students. Practice more in the English for we have more practice because it's more important for me. My students is more involucration with English for example more. This is my method. Thank you.
Very good. Yeah. So I have an interesting question for you. Apart from English, what are your skills or abilities? Maybe you like playing soccer, basketball, going to the gym. Tell me about that.
Well, I think I like to prepare typical of Ecuadorian dishes. I like cooking and its technique. I also like a mountain and place which vegetation. I usually play soccer or basketball on my free time with my friends or with my family. To I like to learn to play the guitar or like read the books.
Great.
my skills is I like the technology and audiovisual and editing the thing and artificial intelligence. For I like to play the guitar with my father and sing with my father. Also, I like the watch TV, the movies, the dramatic or romance. And I like to play the basketball. Play yes. In the morning.
Great.
I consider a person an adventure person, and I have a different activities. Example, I like run in the morning with 1 hour. I like climbing or I travel and the mountains and I like swimming in the pool or different activities. For it is important for it's important for is person activity and is activity and extrovert for and I have my ideas for the class and and sports. This is my activities.
Many activities. Yeah, let's go with another question. When you are teaching in your classrooms, what is the way that you work? I mean, your approaches, methods, techniques, strategies that you have with your students.
Okay, I have two methods, which are direct method, and that students learn the oral skills, and the grammar translation method. In the students learn the grammar rules, and the approach method accompanied because the students learn the grammar and oral with dialogues, simulations, the test in online, etc.
Great. What about you guys?
I like my students more speak. I like my students exam today for I see with level for day or day in I like listening different music and provide with level in for practice the vocabulary and different verbs in exams today. This is my method.
Great.
Okay, my method for my student is to learn the language. I have research for months. I teach them to English with activity in the class, homework, tests, and small games in English. I also tell them to watch movie in English, listening to music in English, read magazines or podcasts or videos in English or type is important.
Great. How do you incorporate technology in your lessons?
I use technology to make it easier for them to learn the language. I make them use the translator for words they don't understand. I also show them web page and where they have for English skills. Finally, that's
Great.
The technology used positive in the students for the use and the test by online test and dialogues simulation and the release the homeworks in online finally.
Good.
Okay, I have no problem with my students use technology. I like use different platform. Example, webs and application. Example, Duolingo and podcast or exam virtual for for and a cell phone in class because it is important for is use and artificial intelligence.
Really good. Let's go with another question. What are your personal projects and long-term goals as a professional for your future?
I would like to get a master degree in the language and be able to travel to several countries. I would like to open an English course for the person who wants to learn the language.
Yep, very good. And you?
My project personal will the the create a new habits, and I will be the productive, and in the job I will work in abroad country, helping the Latin American people. Also, I will will be to work in my personality.
Yeah,
Uh,
great.
My project for future is student or different idiom. For example, in Chinese, I consider it is important language for the future, and consider is important student uh, for the future, and I would like travel and another country for study other language.
Great. One of my favorite questions. What are your salary expectations for this position?
Based in my experience, in my experience and in research I have done, I would like to know. I called if you called if you called can you know the sorry.
Do you have an amount of money, maybe? An accurate amount of money? No?
No.
What about you guys?
I consider for me no is more important the money, because I like teach. I like with my worker, co-worker, and learning. I like the money. This is my.
Good. And you?
I think I would like to win 400,
$100.
100
Yeah,
at
sounds
the
good.
moment.
Yeah. And the last question for you guys. Do you have questions for me?
Yes.
Yeah, tell me.
What are your company values?
What?
What are your company values?
Can you spell it?
The
Company
values.
values, the values. I think there are all the good values, because as you can see, I'm very punctual. I really like to work with you, like having planning before, being respectful with students. What else? All the things that you can observe in a teacher that has vocation. Yeah.
Thanks.
What about you?
Is the job is full time or part time?
We are looking for both kinds of work, you know. We have a full time, which is the weekdays from Monday to Friday, and also we have a weekend position for teachers who are going to be working here in the monastery, and it's going to be a part-time job from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Yeah. What about you?
What is your consider is more important for work here?
Yeah, you need to be conscious that you will be working with adult people, and you really need to be dynamic. The thing is that you need to finish with your students, and they need to acquire the B1 level. I don't care how you achieve this one, but you need to take your students for the B1 level. Yeah, that's all. Thank you very much, and we will call you.
Thank you. See you.
Bye bye. Yeah.